You know, just a few weeks ago, Terry McCarl wasn't even going to run this race. Tonight, you're going to go home $10,000 richer, a 4-time champion of this race. Not a bad night.
I'd say that's a great night. You know, we had a real good night last night, and we learned so much. I don't race a 360 very often, and you know, Don Long gave me a call just a few weeks ago and asked if I'd be interested in running one of his Jamie Moyle engines, and then, you know, of course, I jumped on the chance to do that. Don's such a great ambassador for the sport. He's helped out so many people, and a really nice gentleman to be associated with. And of course, Jamie Moyle's been a friend of mine, you know, one of my best friends for over 20 years. So, like I said earlier, I definitely want to win. I definitely like the money and the trophy and the history behind it, and but I wanted this so bad for Jamie and to show everybody that his engines are the strongest ones out here.
You know, you have a really interesting situation here. You know, an Iowa driver wins, an Iowa engine, sort of, with Moyle, and your mechanic's just across the street here.
Well, and that's the other thing. Doug Rankin, my mechanic, you know, is born and bred here in Knoxville, grew up here just like I did watching these races, and put a notch in his belt, too. This is one down and hopefully some more things to come for him, but he's such a hard worker for me, and he's been a key to our success the last few years, turning this team back around. But, you know, the snowplow.com coming on, Jeff and Stacy, is made it to where we can afford to race a little bit, and all of our sponsors, Country Builders Construction and Rossi Feed and Grain, DeBerg Concrete. Destiny Motorsports came on this year, and, you know, without them, we couldn't make it happen. And, you know, Octane Inc., everybody that ART chassis was just rolling around there so good. I felt so comfortable right off the bat, and I just thought of, you know, but I remembered last night I seen him, you know, Dusty run down Brian, and Brian was out there comfortably, he thought, and Dusty stuck that bottom and drove by him. So I definitely wasn't taking anything for granted, but I felt so good up on the top, and, you know, we had a couple lap cars slide out in front of us, and then I had to turn it and come off, and we stuck the bottom and were able to move forward. So I just thought if he was able to do it, he was going to have an incredible car because I felt so comfortable.
You know, you've had a chance to see a few different track conditions here this week over the 3 days of racing. How will that help you a lot for next week, because nothing replaces laps?
Well, you know, I just think I've been saying that last, you know, 3-4 weeks, I think I've been kind of getting the feel for these tires. It's been difficult for me the last few years to kind of get a handle on these tires, and it has for everybody. I think Donnie Schatz has really, you know, outsmarted us all and been able to run the middle and things like that, like he and I used to do all the time on the old tires. But last night I was able to run the middle quite a bit. Tonight I was able to run the middle. So I think I got a pretty good handle on these tires, and a little bit. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's definitely going to help us next week. I feel like I got a good feel for the car, and you know, that's going to, you know, our momentum's been going on. You know, Dusty's been getting faster and faster, and it seems like we've been on the podium a lot. Maybe we aren't winning as much as we, you know, was hoping to, but we've been on the podium. We've been getting faster every night and sticking it up there. So that's the key to rolling into next week. I'm confident, and my team's confident. We got a fresh rider, brand new rider coming in, and that hopefully we'll run that thing tomorrow night, and it runs really good, and that's definitely a key. But
well, guys, one thing's for sure. Terry McCarl has won tonight. He's got a lot of momentum behind him. They're starting to get the car figured out. And he could do something next week that Donnie Schatz hasn't done. Steve Kinzer never did it. Doug Wolfgang never did it. Sammy Swindell hasn't done it. He could win the 360 Knoxville Nationals and the FVP Casey's Knoxville Nationals. And you're not kissing me.